With the military doing so much for us, it is the least we can do to show them our support and appreciation. And that has been the mission of the Armed Forces Foundation, led by President Patricia Driscoll. It is through Miss Driscoll that Troops to the Track was born. The program, in partnership with NASCAR and sponsored by Bank of America, honors servicemen and women at NASCAR races throughout the country. I was lucky enough to shadow a group of soldiers from Fort Knox last Saturday during the Quaker State 400 at the Kentucky Speedway, and got a chance to talk with Miss Driscoll about the Troops to the Track program and her work honoring the brave men and women of our military. You guys do a program called Troops to the Track. What is that?
It was a program that I first started with the Aaron's Corporation and Michael Walter Racing, and bringing some wounded troops to the track. And then other people at the track fell in love with it, specifically Richard Childress. And he adopted it and decided he really wanted to make it bigger, and allowed us to use a lot of his team's hot passes throughout the season to bring troops to the track. And then NASCAR saw it, the success of it, and decided that they really wanted that to be their signature military program. They invite thousands of troops to every race. You know, it's just something that NASCAR does, but they wanted to do something very, special for a special group of people to make an impact, and they loved what we were doing. So we bring these men and women around the track, a lot of them that have PTSD and have been physically wounded, or both, and it really becomes a great day of therapy. You know, a lot of bad sights, sounds, and smells, especially to do with loud sounds, crowds, are, at the NASCAR track. A lot of that same stuff they experienced in war. The only way to erase the bad memories is to erase them by getting out and erasing them with something good and positive. So to be able to experience those same types of sights, sounds, and smells and crowds, but all in a friendly environment, really makes people feel better. And it is therapy. It's a way to get past the trauma that they suffered, and the only way to get past it is to go out there and do it.
Absolutely. You talk about giving them a positive experience at the track. What is the response you get from the troops during or even after their time at the track about the experience they did have?
Well, the amazing thing is that I'd say at least half of the troops that come out have never been to a NASCAR race, might not even be NASCAR fans. So they didn't know anything about the sport. They come out, we know that they're suffering from these conditions, and they're pretty lethargic. It was hard to get them committed to come out in the first place, but to have people around them that have experienced things like them, and usually group leaders who know how to deal with the stresses of the day and what they're going to experience, the fireworks and the cars firing up, things that would scare them. It's really cool to see the transition through the day. By the end of the day, how excited they are, because now they've met superstars of NASCAR. If they didn't know about them, they've definitely heard about some of these guys like Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson, Carl Edwards, guys that are really pretty passionate about our troops. And, for them to get loved on by the crew members and to get, backdoor tours, be part of the drivers meeting, to stand on pit road with Kurt and I, during the national anthem, it's really special.
Yeah,
and just to feel the love, that everybody gives them, whether it's a crew member or official or fans. I mean, everybody started to recognize that shirt, and they know this is a very special person at the track.
Yeah, it's definitely one thing I noticed on Saturday at the Quaker State 400 was the beginning of the day. A lot of the troops were a little tense, a little tight, but as the day just went on, started talking to people, they loosened up, they started cutting up, laughing, and really wanted to see that happen after this troop just returned from Afghanistan. And then two, to see, you touched on it, the NASCAR fans and the drivers coming up and thanking them for their service and wanting to take pictures with them. It was really just a great experience, and it's a great thing you all do.
Absolutely. This war's gone on for a long time, and especially the people that have done multiple deployments, like this last group that we had out there, they start to think that people don't appreciate them or have forgotten, and, the attitude towards the war itself is turned a little bit sour, according to the news. It's good for them to come out and realize that the support is there, that no matter what's going on in the political scene, no matter what's being printed in the newspapers, true or not, that they and their service is very much appreciated. And I think that makes everything a lot better. For these guys to be able to get out, too, and realize that they can get out, that they can enjoy being in a crowd and being with people and not stay huddled up at their house on their computer and becoming very isolated, which is very bad for depression. We all know that. To get out and just enjoy walking around and getting some exercise. How many miles did you walk, this weekend? Exercise is a big key in fighting depression.
Yeah, absolutely. And you all are celebrating the 5-year anniversary of the Troops to the Track program. I'm curious as to how the program got started in the first place and how it has evolved over the years, if any.
Like I said, we started out with Michael Waltrip Racing and Armed Forces and the Aaron's Corporation, and it evolved with Richard Childress adopting it, and then NASCAR. So it just got bigger and bigger and better. And to see the entire garage support the program, whether it's officials or crew members, drivers. I mean, everybody loves these guys coming in. And I think it's great for every community that we go into to highlight a special group that's, from their community, to say, hey, do not forget, you have a lot of guardsmen and reservists, and you also have active duty service members or people that have retired. They are here in your community, and they still need your help. They're here. So that's been one of the most positive things for us about this NASCAR program, is the ability to reach a massive audience in every city that we go to talk about PTSD. It provides a great platform for us to do that as well as, taking care of these guys while they're there with us for the weekend.
And I imagine with your work with the Armed Forces Foundation and Troops to the Track, July 4th coming up on Friday has a special meaning to you. What does the July 4th holiday mean to you personally?
It is a celebration of our country, and it is all about what we're about, and to me it's always about the people who have served us and fought for our freedom, because it is the day that we gained our independence. We have to continue to fight to remain a free country, to not fall into the cracks of a lot of way these other countries have, and I very much love our country. So 4th of July is a big, happy holiday for me. It's not about thinking about those who have died, but it's thinking about everybody who continues to serve. But, we just need to remember that those who served, many have suffered and still continue to suffer, and so do their families, and we need to reach out to them.
Greg Biffle got his opportunity when he met with the troops. The driver of the number 16 Ford Fusion talked about what meeting a group of soldiers means to him.
It's a great opportunity. We're so thankful they can come to the racetrack and enjoy what we do, because so much of us appreciate all they do for us. It's great that they're able to come and experience this. And I love meeting them, signing autographs, doing pictures with them. It's a pleasure for me to be able to do that.
The NASCAR drivers and fans all showed their support and admiration for the military, but maybe none more so than Kurt Busch. Racing is what Busch does, but he has made his work helping wounded service men and women his passion. Each race for the past 3 years, Busch has dedicated to a different soldier. Corporal Christopher Daniel Greer of the U.S. Marine Corps was selected as the honoree for the Quaker State 400. Corporal Greer was unfortunately killed while on patrol in 2010. He was 25 years old. On Saturday, Busch invited Corporal Greer's widow Stacy and son Ethan to be his special guest and to be with him on pit road prior to the race. There, the three of them placed a sticker bearing the name of their fallen loved one on the bumper of Busch's number 41 Hosh Automation Chevrolet.
Well, it's a special time for them to come into the NASCAR garage, and we try to create an atmosphere where it's relaxed and enjoyable, and we know the hardships that they've been through, and the Armed Forces Foundation isn't new to helping families and dealing with helping them deal with what they've been through, and we're just creating a platform for enjoyment, a day of relaxation and excitement, and a day where it's therapy all in one, to take their minds off of what has happened in the past, as well as remembrance and giving the name forth for a fallen soldier that has served and protected for our freedom.